and welcome to Japanese craft beer reviews. Today we're going to look at a craft beer. I think we can we consider it craft? You tell me later if you think it's craft or not. It's a brewery from Scotland called BrewDog, and we will look at I'm going to look at one in this video, and in the next video we'll look at another beer. And I think they're pretty much both pretty much new beers. BrewDog was founded in 2007 by James Watt and Martin Dickey. Dickey, I think, had been a brewer at Thornbridge before he joined, before he helped found BrewDog, and they were formed in, they moved to Ellon, E-L-L-O-N, Scotland in 2012, and they became famous pretty early on for their marketing techniques. They used very unusual things, such as putting a beer into a taxidermied squirrel, or stoat, I think they called it. You know, you could buy things like that. And the names of their beers, too, things like Dead Pony Club, Elvis Juice, things like that. So, and one thing they did, too, was in 2001 is they started selling crowdfunding shares, and they called it Equity for Punks. So kind of combining, you know, two disparate worlds, the world of punk culture and corporate culture. And the people, of course, who bought shares would be partial owners, of course, and they also get benefits, you know, free beer occasionally and things like that. And they also early on started a kind of competition to create the strongest beer in the world. And so in 2008, they came out with a beer called Tokyo, and another brewery topped that. And then in 2009, they came out with their Tactical Nuclear Penguin, which topped that one. And 2010, Sink the Bismarck, their competition was a German brewery. And the German brewer, I think, eventually came out on top with one called Schorsbrau. Or Schorsbrau was the brewery, I'm sorry. It was a 40% beer. And I'm not sure what the strongest one is now. I should look it up. BrewDog has breweries around the world, and they even have hotels now, and 78 bars throughout the world, including one in Tokyo, also Seoul, Shanghai. They make a number of really good limited beers, the Abstract series, and that's an abstract that replaced the C with a K. And I had sampled some of those in 2013. A representative of BrewDog came to Kyoto and to a friend's bar and brought many bottles of different abstract beers, and we sampled those. So they do make really good beer, but they also go out of their way to do unusual marketing techniques, and so they do get some shade from craft brewers, I think, partially because they've gotten so big too, and I think partially that because they're not so special as they used to be. That happens to a lot of breweries. Okay, in any case, that's enough about BrewDog here. I'll put a link to BrewDog, and you can check that out if you like. Let's move on to the beer now. All right, and here is the beer from BrewDog that we will look at today. It is called BrewDog Neon Dream, and I think this is a fairly recent one. It is recent in Japan. It was just released in this month of October. Oh, actually, I see now. It was released in March of 2023, and in October here in Japan. So, what is this beer? Well, they call it a tropical. I'm going to have some company here in a minute. A tropical wheat beer, and on Rate Beer, it's classified as. Excuse me. Uchan, can I? This is my cat Uchan. Uchan, water cat, and It is on rate beer. It's called a wheat ale, and dash India Hoppenweiss, and 4.5% alcohol by volume. And I do not know the IBUs. I couldn't find anything about that here. Rate beer has 34 ratings, and the average is 3.15, 34 percentile for all beers on rate beer, and 8 percentile, 8 out of 100. That's 8 for its style, which is wheat ale, India Hopfenweiss. Now, this might be misclassified. I don't know, but I'm going to tell you what the ingredients are in a second. Untapped, there were 4,864 ratings, and the average was a lot higher, 3.6 out of 5, as it tends to be on Untapped. So what are the ingredients? Malted barley, malted wheat, yeast, hops, and the only hop I could find listed on the website was Simcoe. And now, passion fruit flavoring, mango flavoring, and pineapple fusion aroma. And I assume that is also a flavoring. So 3 different types of flavorings. 3. Wow. So I think this probably should be reclassified as a flavored other on rate beer, but in any case, 398 yen, tack on the tax, 437 yen. In US dollar terms, this would be $2.92. In euros, 2.92 euros. Okay, so let's give this one a go. I do like wheat ales. I know some people do not, but we'll see how this Simcoe works with all of these flavorings. I think this is what the beer world may be coming to. Oof. Flavorings. I can go into a rant, I guess. Food science. Food science is getting so good they can imitate almost any flavor and produce things that taste, like you can get these pretzels that taste like cheeseburger, and it really does. So they're getting so good at that. And I was wondering aloud with a friend the other day that when will beer be taken over by all artificial ingredients? And he said it won't happen, but I don't know. With the price of malt and the price of hops, maybe the scarcity, I wonder when we'll start seeing completely artificial beer. Well, anyway, this has quite an aroma. Passion fruit is all over the place. I guess mango is in there too. Pineapple, perhaps, but the primary note is passion fruit, definitely. Not getting much else. Yeah, it's just it's like a soft drink, really, like a tropical fruit soft drink. What are those things? Those canned tropical fruit drinks, Ooh. Okay. I assume there's some malt and hops in there, but I can't really get it. This has got those flavorings in the running around your tongue, and there is a tiny bit of hop bitterness and late mid palate. Doesn't really stick around. Gee, a beer writer, Jeff Allworth, has talked about looking at beers and deciding, is this beer or not beer? And I guess he was at a beer festival, and people who knew him kept bringing him beers, and he and his friends would look at it, taste it, and say, beer or not beer? Because there's so many wild styles these days with hazies, pastry stouts, fruited sours, and I guess if you're of a certain age, those are beer, and perhaps regular lagers or stouts are not beer. I don't know. In any case, I would say not beer. It's nice to have a theoretical framework to fit things into. Beer or not beer. Yeah, this has so many flavorings that I think it's kind of pushed itself out into a different realm, and unfortunately. I don't recommend this at all. Again, it's called BrewDog Neon Dream, and it does have a little neon sign on the front here. I hope your dreams are better than this. That's it for today. Take care. Bye-bye.